New FDA guidance on human factors. Now, you say, well, FDA's issued guidance on human factors before, and that's true. But what they hadn't given us was a good way to break human factors considerations up into different categories. Human factors, of course, human-device interaction, usability, how the person actually interfaces with a product. FDA says the goal of human factors assessment is to ensure that the device user interface has been designed such that use errors that occurred during the use of the device that could cause harm or degrade medical treatment are either eliminated or reduced to the extent possible. The main factors to consider in a risk-based approach to human factors assessment, as described in this draft guidance, include the identification of critical tasks and the elimination or reduction of use-related hazards. So they're saying the real focus here is risk. We want to eliminate risk, not just device risk by itself, but use risk as we interface with the device. And graciously, they also note that they believe that it's optimal to minimize use-related risks, but it may not be necessary or practical to eliminate all use-related device risks. So that's good. That's sane. We like to hear that. This rides on the heels of the 2016 usability guidance that still stands and is final. This is not a draft. But if we go back to this draft guidance that was just issued recently, they have this in the middle of it, and it's very, very important. It's a flow chart. And they ask this question: is the change being made a modification to an existing device? If the answer is yes, then the question becomes, is there a change to any of the following? Are you changing the user interface? Are you changing the intended users? Are you changing the intended use, the use environment, the training, or the labeling? If you are not changing those, congratulations. You are in Category 1. All you have to do is provide conclusion and high-level summary of your human factors evaluation. This is the thing that hasn't really existed before. That if you don't surpass this level of concern, your burden is minimized, and FDA is making that explicit. This is going to become a real focus for human factors engineering, looking to see, can we get into Category 1? Now, if there wasn't a change to these things, congratulations, you're Category 1, but if there was a change to these, then it takes us down to the next section. The question becomes, are there critical tasks for new devices? Or for modified devices, are there new critical tasks? And they define that elsewhere. But are there things that happen that really, if they don't happen, something's going to go wrong? And if you've already thought about the critical tasks and you haven't added any new ones, well, then you're probably in good shape. But if you are adding new critical tasks, that's when the focus is going to come. So that's how you get into Category 3 if there are new, what are called critical tasks. But if you don't have any new ones, you've thought about them all, then you're Submission Category 2. And that gives you this medium level of burden. These are all shown by this table. If you are in Category 1, you can just give a conclusion and a high-level summary. If you're in Category 2, you have to add descriptions of intended use, user interface, known use problems. And if you're in Category 3, you have to provide all the elements listed. But we think this is a great addition to what FDA has done before with their usability guidance, because it gives us a way to categorize the relative risk. And if you've seen lately how much work human factors engineering can be, this is a welcome addition to the process. The guidance, which again, if you scan the QR code on the first slide we showed, you can get to the guidance in all of its glory. But there are examples listed. And if you want to take a look, there's a whole bunch of examples for 510Ks, for PMAs, everything under the sun as to how you might end up into any one of those categories that are listed.